Hey guys, it's Smart Hunt Todd here, also DevilSun292, whatever you want to call me. But I am the Smart Hunt Todd. I'm not saying I'm Smart or Hunt Todd, just the Smart Hunt Todd, so it's an oxymoron. Look it up. Anyway, what this video is going to be about is, hopefully the title says if I pay attention enough, is some Hunter stuff. Right now I'm using this control build, but I'm thinking of swapping it back out for the bossy one. So I might as well do that while I show you guys why. As you can tell, I use a spirit beast for PvP. And in case you're wondering what these macros are, they're just corrections for the Blizzard UI. The majority of them. This one's clearly just my multi-shot one that I use with my... This is just a AoE Beast Mastery for DPS spec and PvP. But the reason I have all these macros is basically it forces my pet to attack the right target where Blizzard has failed. Because Blizzard has failed. What's this one? Oh, I'm not in Black Arrow. I'm not in that spec, so it doesn't matter. But yeah. As you can see, a lot of them do the same thing. So that's pretty much all that is. My Spiritman macro, because if you just want to cast Spiritman, then sorry about trade chat, I'll hide that. Trade chat's stupid. Because Spiritman does not target you by default and targets the pet because it's retarded. It needs to target me. Same thing with how they made Misdirect, but I'm not going to go through that. That doesn't apply. This is just my old tame macro that I used back during freaking the days of Firelands to get those pets. But anyway, enough about that. So don't worry about the macros. The majority of them are just to keep the pet on the right target. And then the Spiritman is the only other main one I use. Oh, I saw this in another video and I'm just seeing if it works. It's supposed to use wing clip and then disengage. I don't know if it works, and I was about to test that, so let's find out. Hey, it actually does. Cool. As you could obviously tell, my staff isn't actually this stupid thing. It's the one on Dragon Soul. And of course, it's just freaking. Let me show you what I got. I got that, which is why I increased in size right there. I got the Jaws of the Earth. That's like a free explosive shot. I use that for most of my bursts. Also, I just use the regular bracelets because it adds a lot of stats for me. And let's see, most of my gear honestly sucks. It just sucks. But I use what I can get, you know. This is just because I like the haste and the common DPS output. But as you see, I got more than one PvP build. If I swap out my trinkets, I'm trying to get the second Pit Vital. Just because the Mastery equals attack power, and it's better than the Brewfest trinket anyway. But what this does, you just saw my health shot up a lot, and then Drums of the Kings, don't forget about them. They're very handy. They may be from Northern, but they're still very handy because you never know when you're not going to have a parry around. You're probably looking at my bags and saying, what the hell is this misjumbled shit? Don't worry about it. Then my cooldown build. When I want a bunch of DPS burst cooldowns, I use this one. Very rare though, honestly, do I use it. Simply because I'm most of the time either flag running, cough cough playing the objective, or I need a trinket out or something, so. That's that build. As you can tell, I'm running Omnus from that. Honestly, I haven't had a chance to set that up yet. Let's get my Spirit Beast back out. Hey, this is my other pets. As you can tell, they get absurdly large when they're first summoned. And that's my King Crush. I use them against healers often. I just had this for the disarm. I don't even know why I have it on me most of the time. I have my other Spirit Beast. You can probably guess by why I named him Tazel. And finally, I will swap this one out oftentimes with a Sith Lord if I'm going super healthy. If you understand what I mean by that, is if I'm not right, I took this one because I was running with a priest, right? If there's no priest, the third applies the health buff. So I can use that to boost my health just before the kings. And that will make kings more effective, and then I can put the pad away and go on with my spirit piece. And pwn some noobs. I'll be honest, I'm pretty much a noob myself, but hey, one time I went 35 killing blows in one battleground playing the objective. I can't complain. I'm not gonna claim to be the best, but anyway. Right now I was just trying out this build because it looked appetizing. My old build had this DPS talent, but I don't think I'm gonna go with that. So I might as well get down to business and fix my talents back to the one I normally use. Yes, I respect my talents a lot, if you couldn't tell. I like to learn all the tricks. There's the learn. So as you can see, I grab all the first ones in Spirit Bond, Frenzy, then Focus Fire, Fervor, and Couple Strikes. Fervor is a great talent if you have the tones up and need to get a killing machine off. That's how I most commonly use it, because the way I PvP is different than most. Most people would PvP and use every cooldown in the book at once. I find that ineffective because it leaves you vulnerable until they come off cooldown. And as you can see, this is the reason my health is so great for you. Hunter vs. Wild, an awesome talent. It just raised my health from 32k to 47. And the more health you have, the harder you are to kill. Let's face it, that's how PvP oftentimes works. And it also scales up your spirit mend. So now that I got my bossy build back and stuff, I can go over some of the tricks I use. Let's see. I'll make another PvP vid in a bit, but I only use cooldowns when they're needed. Now, and most people will call me a noob for doing this, but I don't care, because of the way I built my spec. It's designed to eliminate the chance of... And honestly, I'm not doing it well enough, but I need to practice it. I stack haste instead of mastery, unlike most hunters in PvP. Reason? It hardly ever focus stars you, which means you can keep the output going. And what this does is it helps eliminate basically time when you can't attack, which is the time you're most vulnerable. You never want to be vulnerable in PvP. That's the whole point of you being a hunter. You don't want to be vulnerable. You want to take out your foe. So I only use cooldowns as they are needed. For example, something gets too close, scale shot. If I'm trying to bust someone down and I know when roughly say they'll pop Leon Hands, I'll stun them right when they're about to use it. So they have to either waste their trinket, which I'll follow up with scale shot and get a kill command off, or whatever. Whatever needs to happen to kill them. Good thing about Beast Mastery Hunters, lag spike. But the good thing about Beast Mastery Hunters is you can still get a sufficient amount of damage off at close range. So if you're up, say, against a marksman hunter or a survival hunter, say this person here is that hunter, you just get close and have your pet spam kill command and make them pop the taunts. Put a nice trap at their feet and wait for it to wear off. Well, obviously you can't put a nice trap at their feet when they pop the taunts, but still, you get the point. I can prevent them from getting what they need to do done. But yeah, this is my build. And one time actually I've done this several times now. Kill command brings a rogue down to half health. And the person I knew who was the rogue, he's a hell of a lot of Brazilian skilled. So it makes it hard for them to, I don't know, survive. They have to pop the Cloak of Shadows and vanish because I have a serpent stain on them, and then I made them waste some of the major cooldowns. And then when they pop back out, I have everything ready to go. And this is one that actually knows, hey, I can disarm traps, for example. Or I can disarm the hunter. So this guy is a pretty good challenge, but I can bust him down pretty hard. me and him are about even in our skills. It's just my class is sometimes better. Now, blood decays are your only true weakness because they health regen off your pet while coming after you. Now, the only time you're going to kill a blood decay is either have a group gank, or if he's a complete idiot who doesn't know how to tab target your pet and then back to you. So those are things to be aware of. Also, another note, say your pet were to die, you can feint death, camouflage up, find a safe spot, and resin while camouflage. Tip 1. Tip 2. Feint death removes you from combat if your pet's not out. So you just dismiss your pet, feint death, and mount up and go on with your day. This works extremely well when you're playing the objective, for example, and there's a major fight going on at Blacksmith and you're at Mines or somewhere else, and there's a small fight going on at your base that you need to get out of when your group can handle it to stop the siege, so to speak, on Blacksmith, for example. If you want to use a scenario, for example, or lumber mill from Blacksmith, I've used that trick many times. There's a small fight going on at Blacksmith and lumber mill is under heavy siege. What I do, dismiss pet, feint death, mount up, get the hell out of there. And it works 95% of the time. Because most enemies are too busy fighting and you just get away. I'll just jump the water if need be and keep going. Spiritman's amazing, and I carry 2 spirit beasts because you can just bust them down with 1 set cooldown, Call of the Wild, cough cough, and swap pets. Now if you notice, I don't have Spirit Walk on. Why? Takes your pet out of the fight a little longer. And the longer your pet's out of the fight, that's a DPS loss, a burst loss. So putting them in that form leaves me... Basically, let me demonstrate. I have him stealth right. Let's see how long it takes him to get to that target. If I'm out of charge range, basically. Even with his speed boost, it takes him that long just to... with dash and that, just to get himself all the way over, though. That's not a good thing. Because when it comes to PvP, it's about getting your damage into as fast as possible. Not necessarily as high as possible. True, you want to have high damage because then how you're going to kill the target. It's not a bone fight, it's a boss fight. But hunters have a pretty good ability to do both. Kill Command does amazing amounts of damage. Obviously... that doesn't seem like much, but when you can force it to crit with Cobra Strikes, which a lot of people forget about that. Cobra Strikes works on, which guarantees a crit after an arcane shot. So with the haste build, I can get those Cobra Strikes more often. So I can just be pumping out the arcane strike shots. Use Aspect of the Fox to regen here and there. Switch back to Hawk. If need be, use Fulvo and get my Kill Command with a guaranteed crit. It looks a lot like the first DK's killing machine in a way. Guaranteed crits are nice, aren't they? But anyway. As you can see, the torrent disengages on a 20-second without that talent, so it's kind of a loss. But what I gain is more pet damage uptime. Which, once again, that's like having haste on them. Because haste increases focus regen, which increases how much damage he'll be doing. As you can see, I'm just running around randomly, but I don't care. Now, as far as glyphs go, sorry, another lag spike. Arcane shot just because you're going to be using that a lot, might as well glyph it. I use Kill Command just because I haven't looked much into anything else, and I'm not a cooldown popper, so there's really not much else in here for choices. So, because I rarely use Rapid Fire and I barely ever use Open Stain, which is my bad. I should have that up a lot more. But I need to keep an eye on my focus meter, so I try and spam Arcane Shot for its damage output, and that helps a lot. Now, as well as that, I have kill shot, even though that glitch is oftentimes due to people's health going back up over the 20%. Still worth having, you know. Master's Call is something I found out about. I didn't realize it until I watched someone else's video. I can't remember whose it was. But it basically doubles the duration of Master's Call. But if you look at what it does, it's basically like a free hand of freedom. And I heard it's spell stealable, so I gotta be careful about that. Now, disengage, why not lower the cooldown? And Bestial Wrath, same thing applies. It's like a second trinket almost. Not quite, but it removes a lot of effects. And it's freaking 20% damage on your pet and 10% on you. So, yeah. You pop that and use a freaking intimidation, you're good. Now, you notice I opened my pet's counts up and I have just a normal DPS build, right? Well, the charge is going to immobilize them for 1 second, so that's just a good bonus to have. Ball speed, like I said before, mobility is everything. Even when a spirit walks up, that still just reduces them to normal movement speed. The faster you can move, the more time you have to do damage. Dash, I wish I could reduce that cooldown even more, but it's an awesome cooldown nonetheless. And Soap and Spread, it's kind of obvious. The faster your pet attacks, the better. Now this is the key one that a lot of people forget. If your pet scores a critical strike, you and him gain 3% more damage. May not seem like much, but remember that is guaranteed to proc when Cobra Strike happens. Because you will guarantee a pet basic attack to be a critical hit. So get that, you get basically shit like spike again. You get kind of the Horde, and you get freaking, you get your kill command boosted because it's doing 3% more damage and it's guaranteed to crit. So the first attack's gonna first get your thing up, and it's all about timing as a hunter. It's all about timing. Kind of like how Vogues are, it's all about catching them off guard. For hunters, it's about the timing. And obviously, that kind of makes sense then, huh? Rogues want to catch you off guard, where hunters want to catch you at the right moment. Like, right after a parry bubble, or right before they can. Or, I'm using parries a lot. Let's see another example. Right before a shaman gets his heal off, pop intimidation. Because let's face it, shamans have like infinite land hands. But they have high mana costs. That's their drawback. That's due to their mastery, but that's another story. That's about all I can cover without actually showing you anything. But I have to save that for another video. What I normally do when defending that... Oh, I know something I can tell you. Snake traps, every time they attack, it counts as a single target attack. For some reason. At least I believe so. It's not... I don't take my word for it, but it's worth trying out. Because every time it... But remember, your snakes are one-shottable most of the time, so... It's hard to tell, and... Because a DK could use Blood Boil and just ignore them and keep capturing the objective. But most people don't pay attention and then just keep getting bit by them. And since the explosive trap does a pulse thing, I think that one also keeps interrupting. It's hard to tell though. I think the snake traps are more effective on that. Now as far as your frost trap, I only use freezing trap. Simply because I'm not spec'ing to entrapment, which is an AoE version of it. But it has a short duration. I use it as a... Oh shit, someone's bossing me and I have to boss that guy over there. I can still be bossing him and he's going to be frozen and I can move and keep bossing. And then when he breaks out, turn around, pop. Pop goes the weasel. That's my most common use for it, or I'll use it as a gap maker when the tolerance is off cooldown. So... Damn, lag spike again. Says I need a target to use the taunts now. Oh yeah, and it's gonna just tell me that I'm not in combat for the other arrow. Dope. But yeah, Spiritman on a 28-second cooldown if you have the important talent, the most important talent, longevity. Yeah, you can pop that every 28 seconds, and you see how much it's healing me for with my current health pool. The higher the health pool, the bigger the heal. It scales with your health pool. And you can always just switch pets and get another one going immediately after. Like I said, when your pet's resources are depleted, just swap them out, you know? Which reminds me, I gotta put Spirit Walk back on this guy. But anyway, just so I have it for DPS reasons, like at the beginning of a boss fight, it's nice to have. But anyway, it's very nice to be a hunter when you have everything set up right. I'm not saying the mastery build is wrong or anything, and I'm not saying it's ineffective. Because obviously it's going to have a higher DPS output because of just the simple fact your pet hits harder. But as you can see, mine's at 16%. It may not be much, but I think it's still sufficient, and I just can't play without having the... I don't like downtime, and that's the problem. When there's downtime, I can't do my job effectively. And that drives me nuts, and that's why I use a haste build. It allows me to stay in the fight longer, and I don't have to worry about it for more time. But yeah, also another note, you notice Aspect of the Hawk? That and attack and animal handle a stack. And with the recent buff to the Aspect of the Hawk, that's even better. Always remember to pick up Wonder Nature as a well worthwhile talent. Because not only does it allow you to use Aspect of the Fox to increase your focus regen when needed, but which is an added bonus, it makes your Aspect of the Hawk just hit harder, let's face it. That's amazing. And a lot of hunters forget about it. You can dispel buffs. You got Tranquilizing Shot, which has that effect. It works on the mages and magic effects. Use it. My God, use it. You know? You're given these tools for a reason. But anyway, that's the end of my video for now. I'll put another one up later, and I'm gonna be putting I'll be putting up a PvP vid eventually here. Once I get a decent recording. Because I just realized my last recording was all effed up and I can't fix it. So I have to make a new recording. But I'll put up some new content for you, and if you guys want, I'll try and get that video. I had to take it off YouTube for a while, but I'll put it back on. Simply because I didn't realize that I forgot about the copyrighted music thing. So I pulled it down so I could strip it from its music. But it's honestly it's over 20 minutes, and it's just me raping people for 20 minutes straight. And near the end I get like 10 killing blows simultaneously. It is amazing. Oh, not simultaneously, but within like 10 seconds. Not even for each kill. You'll notice that it was a disc priest and another hero who had the flag. I think it was a druid, Tauren druid, and I was the only defense. All they could do was heal each other, and I just went on a rampage. The whole Alliance team came in to try and kill me. That was the funny part. They came in to try and kill him, and I just tore him up. You guys gotta see it sometime. And now I will note I was not 85. I was not 80 either. I was 69. I just got my Beast Mastery talent, and I picked up a simple core round. And I'm like, I gotta use this thing now. And I went into a battleground and tore everything up. Back before I could get my epic spirit beast. Oh, and on another note, before I go, I might as well show you the fact that I have crap, one person. Alright, there we go. Look at this. I have this spirit beast, this spirit beast, this spirit beast, this spirit beast. Yeah, yada, yada, yada. I literally have every spirit beast in the game at this point. If I'm wrong, correct me. And this is patch 4.3. I had the flame turtle, I had the green spider. I didn't care about Death Dark. And I have the Chimera, which is why I had the AoE macro. I had the green one as well. I got rid of it. Just because I didn't like how it looked. I just got this one because it's the only wolf I cared about. I had this one which actually changes colors. Let me see if it does. And it won't change in there. I just had that for evading. That's the pet I was referring to that is Stam. It's just a thud. That's just a common. I got that one just because it's funny. I got that one. As you can tell, I got a lot of nice pets. Now this one you can only get in the Sunwell, mind you. Off the trash, actually. You have to tame one of their pets. That's the funny part. I found a good trick on the very first mob of doing it, but it's very tricky to pull off. You camouflage up, ice trap one, get behind, and tame one of the pets. It was a very tricky endeavor. I end up just saying, you know what, I'm going to use survival and make use of win-win stings. You see the two that are closest to it and tame it. That's how I pulled that off. So that was cool. Yeah, you can only get that one in Sunwell. But anyway, it's a cool looking Dragonhawk, mind you. As well as the increased magic damage, excellent for survival. Anyway, I'm ending this video and hope to see you guys next time.